pressure here in the mid lane. Ogwin.
Ooh! Final slash, flicker, this time it connects onto the back of the blazing went from Marco. Was perfect. It finds Vanix. It's only as well. The final slash, no wall. Teasy! Final slash, and this time it is into the heavy spin.
No way out once the area crowd control starts from the side of Team Flash, which justifies the Diggy ban.
Well, we're going to find out here as we load up into the Land of Dawn. It's the Filipino champions versus the Singaporean champions as they head into game number 1 here in the last best of 3 for day number 5 in the M5 group stage. Both teams getting set up here in the rotation. We'll really have to see, Yasu, how everything you broke down there falls into place with these early setups, these early rotations, with this interesting, as I would say, lineup, especially from Team Flash.
Well, Ogwin for sure will be a pain for Team Flash because there's no mobility whatsoever that can move around there. Jay, in the early game damage, he can burst old baby brain down, and not just that, the engage is happening after using the ult of the Liu Yi, repositioning, and look at Flap, he's just losing a lot of HP, and that's what we got used to see with Ademir and with Khalid being on the damage.
Chain CC, a knock-up, and another from the Tyrant, and a solo kill down below. Ademir survives with 1 HP. So to answer your question, yeah, he's pretty lethal on the Khalid. He solo killed Flap.
Yeah, that was not what I was expecting, you know, under the 2-minute mark from Team Flash, but that is a great start to them. And the fact that you get the XP lane, where we were talking about this difference between the XP laners, how they kind of have this impact on the game. That's a great start in the hands of Ademir, and how he'll be able to actually be this impactful role early on into that first turtle.
Well, breaking down the draft even more, I cannot help but to wonder what will happen when we see the next turtle. What will happen in the objectives generally and the neutral objectives especially, because having that heavy spin, also having Hades on the Guinevere will make both these junglers immune when it comes to taking that retribution down. Let's see together what's going to happen. In the bot lane, everything now is settled because Ademir has drawn the line for Flap easy.
Okay, a lot of these waiting for that level 4 available. Turtle's now going to spawn. Positioning too. Hold on, mid lane, Lolzy should be fine, but he's going to be quite low. So he's probably got to go ahead, clear this up, get back. Might have to fight this out still for the Turtle. Both teams kind of getting in position. It's probably going to go for a reset. You can see as well, Lolzy making his way back. But right now, APBR wants to kind of take their time here. Everybody pretty much has that level 4 except Ogwin, but he's going to jump in. Not sure if they want to follow up just yet. It is going to be Hades that he pushes back, though.
He wants to have...
It's final slash onto Hades. Spatial migration, Flap Teasy. Another sacrifice. Kyle should be able to secure it. Few is the one who does. Kyle Teasy, an uncharacteristic miss, but it was forced out of him by Hades.
Blinded by the colors, Flap Teasy goes down once again. Repositioning right now. Lolzy was missed in that team fight, and also not to mention that Hades was prevented from moving and using his mobility once Ogwin jumped on him.
I'm actually really curious how, you know, they're going to play around, because if you think about it, using the diversion from Liu Yi, if you can actually find the right placements for that and actually divert, then that can play a huge role in the later portions of the game, right? I mean, especially with the way that the bushes work here, and you won't necessarily be able to spot some of these setups out.
Ogwin.
That could work in favor, and I think that's once again why also Ogwin, integral part here on this Kufra. He's going to have to find the setups himself, but really that damage potential from Liu Yi alone, paired up with the implosion setups, is what I feel like APBR has to be most cautious of. Not only that, but the fact that you have like kind of this layered opportunity, right? Whether it's Ademir, whether it's the spatial migration from Hades, there's so many things that they also have to be concerned about, whereas they're trying to build up time, especially here in the hands of Super Marco. We've seen him pick up this Claude. How's the items looking real quick, though?
I'll speak of the items right now in a bit, but let me just say that Team APBR should also be concerned of the late game groupings and also the early game groupings, because this is the moments that Jay will shine the most. And speaking of that, the defense should be quite easy for Team Flash because everyone will be just stacked up when it comes to defense against Team Flash. Not just that, having the Beatrix will change a lot. Oh, this is a transition here. And speaking of the items, real quick, it looks really good for Super Marco. Everything is safe so far, I would say. So the Demon Hunter Sword is coming, but I think he's gonna go out.
Good read by Marco. Wow, pops in that BMI in the back just for safety. And Team Flash, they'll punish by going for the turret now. It's going to be traded, exchanged with a little bit of a neutral objective take in the bottom side of the map by APBR. Turret for neutral objective turtle. Who's it worth for?
Yeah, who's that worth for, Yasu, here with that trade?
Look, I would. Oh, did someone transfer? I saw Ademir flashes into that bush. But anyways, I would actually choose the turret in any day of my life because it's a turret under 5 minutes, and he got all the gold of that turret. So Vanix right now can switch lanes and can go to the bot lane, having all his team assets being served towards him so that he goes and takes one more turret. So now the mission is more easy for Flash, so I wouldn't prefer that turtle.
Okay, well, right now, APBR holding 2. We know that they like to usually, for most part, when you're watching APBR, they like to secure those turtles here, 3 for 3. Okay, they're going to go up top again.
Super Marco gonna get chunked. It seems like there's a disconnect here from Ademir and the rest of the team that could maybe have been a kill. APBR now rotating up top. Meanwhile, down below, Hades going 1v1. Flapteezy 3 times this game. The 3 kills Team Flash are all on Flap.
Flap's having a tough time.
Yeah, and another turret can be stacked for Team Flash. It's easy for Hades at the bot lane.
Okay, so with that, they still get the second turn in the bottom lane. They're going to work with the space.
Heavy spin, not connecting. It's a good flicker out by Vanix. He picks up the BOD. That's a power spike for him.
Okay, it's interesting the way things are working right now, right? I mean, necessarily you're expecting a lot of these setups to happen, but so far it just, neither team has found that just yet. But Team Flash, the fact that they have these early kills for them, building momentum, they've got this small gold lead now, that should actually transition really well. Even if, let's say, they give this next turtle up, right? 3 for 3 for APBR, Team Flash ultimately will be in a good position for that first Lord Dance here, Yasu.
Yeah, if you give me that balance and you ask me, will you choose turtles again or turrets? Look at how things going for Team Flash. They took the turrets, and right now they might even take the.
That's a dangerous spot.
Really good position.
Implosion.
Oh,
but Vanix.
Vanix.
Okay, gonna get pinned down now with a Raging Sandstorm as well. Quite a confusing play, but a Violent Requiem there will be used up. Flapteezy falls for the 4th time this game, but it's traded for Vanix. I think Bren are happy with that trade.
Yeah, seems like it. Again, this should just be another turtle that they're going to be able to secure, unless Hades actually wants to contest it himself. So KLAUDE working on that buff. He's going to go ahead and get it held there, but it will reset. Right now, once again, it's a trade. Flapteezy, though, kind of in a sticky situation.
Again in the mid lane, Tyrant's Revenge. Shay gonna be able to flake her out. That's the dispersion and the rotation. The outplay with the knock-up from Lolzy. The knock-up slays Super Marco 5-1 in this game. Hades jumps in with a spatial migration. Not able to find anything. Final slash right now with the Requiem as well. Going to be used up, and the Implosion connects onto 3. The heavy spin saves it, but Hades still finds the retry. APBR are losing out on all parts of the map.
Oh my god, 2 times the marksmen were given on a silver Blachen. Look here, taking that turtle.
What's happening?
It's a wombo combo.
It's a wombo combo, and Team Flash are dominating.
5,000 gold lead. Don't blink or you'll miss them. It was the catchphrase here for Team Flash. Holy moly.
Oh my god. Also, one more turret here going down. We are just 8 minutes through, and speaking of APBR, actually, you are the expert here. Nice, so you can tell me, have you seen APBR fall that badly? But before that, let's go and see what happened in the third fight. The final slash landing on Hades, but look at the ultimate. Lolzy was just a monster. He was just a monster, and as I told you, in the groupings, whenever there's a lot of people stacked with each other at certain place, this is what serves Team Flash the most.
Hey man, expert or not, I'm just happy to see Tigreal shining and another pick, Louis Yi, coming to shine right now. Like, that is exciting enough for this, you know, for this matchup. Now, my biggest question though is APBR, how do they adapt to this? And if the game goes on, you know, let's say 18+ minute mark, how does this lineup still execute what it's been doing the past 9 minutes, right, for the most part? They're in a good lead, and I said this before they had that amazing fight. They were going to be in a good position for the first objective take with that Lord. Now I think APBREN's going to be the one obviously hesitating, trying to find space to work around like they are now.
Well, look, I have an answer for that. I think that if FlapTZ goes in and he just distracts enemy, and he is the sacrificial lamb from Team APBREN, at this point only, he can distract Team Flash from having this solid composition. And at this point, particularly Ogwin should go in and Super Marco follows on upon it. Because Super Marco so far just died one time, and that's a good thing for him because there's a lot of pressure happening on Team APBREN. If Super Marco landed his Blazing Duet in a really good moment, having everyone stacked by Ogwin, things are going to look really good for Team APBREN.
All right, well, that one, either way, if they're able to hold on, that's one of the biggest things, right? Given this situation, given the gap here, Lolzy was going to get spotted out. So Lord, nearly half health. Do they actually want to press this and go for it? So they're going to go ahead and hold it. It is going to reset. APBREN getting in position. This is one of the important parts, right? Also, Golden Staff just being picked up by Super Marco. Like you mentioned, too, is it a sacrificial lamb or not for FlapTZ? Ogwin goes in.
Dark Revenge and the rage. Now it's going to be Lolzy who flickers forward, but isn't able to find anything. FlapTZ goes for the final slash earlier and takes everyone out of the heavy spin. Miscoordination, miscommunication happening, and Team Flash capitalized. J dispersion rotation, bringing Few back. Few's able to escape just barely, and the Hades picks up the first Lord of the game.
Wow, not following up on that final slash, even though he was the sacrificial lamb in the previous moment. Yet, APBREN having Lolzy out of the formation, having Lolzy away from his own teammates, and even melted down. He didn't use his ult quite good enough. So, Team APBREN, that was the window.
I was baffled. You could hear the hesitation when I was asking them. The final slash took them away from the heavy spin. What happened?
There's a disconnect here. And not only that, but you got to credit Team Flash because APBR getting that first blood against FlapTZ, I feel like he's just been living in this nightmare so far in this game. Flap has not had a good time for this, and that was off the whims of APBR getting that first blood, and now he's just, you know, freely riding the waves of sand around, you know, all parts of APBREN. So even in situations like this, if they get sandwiched into a turret cut off, it's going to be troublesome for them. So with that first Lord marching in, you know, relatively you're not expecting a ton of damage to these base turrets, these inhibitor turrets, but right now it's looking interesting how they're going to go for it.
Yeah, really pushing out of the map. That's what I want to see. Oh, he didn't commit to it.
It's a bit too risky, I believe, inside of the base of APBREN with just the first Lord. Ogwin finds a Timer's Revenge. The final slash only really connecting onto the minions. Meanwhile, all tier 2s taken and dealt with by Team Flash. A few shots from Few only onto APBR. Team Flash will just disengage. They'll take everything in the enemy jungle, though.
Relocating is a key for Team Flash because with having that Lu Yi and having the ultimates out of the boundaries, out of the vision of Team APBREN can actually make a solid backdoor with Lolzy's engage and also the rest of the, I would say, the pack, because Team Flash are working right now as if they were one man.
Something interesting here, and that I've always said about APBREN, even back in when, you know, it was really relevant and in ISF, the way that they like to play it, it was usually they were securing all these objectives early on, the 8-minute to 9-minute mark. They usually got a kill, they transitioned to the first Lord, and then they dominated from there. Right now, I just feel like this Lu Yi pick and everything else, the execution from Team Flash has completely disgruntled APBREN to the point where they're just like, man, what is going on? There's diversion after diversion. We don't know where to look, and they're struggling with it, right? So that, if that's the game plan for Team Flash to kind of just leave APBREN guessing, then it's working right now. And if they can keep it working, Hades going to jump in.
Spatial migration onto Kyle. Still, he's able to dash out quite easily out of that one.
Well, speaking of where to look, actually I've just have a quick look at the itemization coming from KUALA. He doesn't have the gold enough, I would say. Half items coming from the side of the Akai, and he is 3K behind.
And 2 levels
Hades.
down as well.
Yeah, that's a gap to talk about.
Bro,
Yeah.
this is not what you usually see from this team.
Well, right now, again, diversion is something, Louis is not something we usually see, but it's working wonders right now for Team Flash. And this is another Lord that could just go in the hands of Team Flash.
For free, the Bennett's Rage comboed in. Hades
Ugly.
used the red tree. That's perfect calculation. You might say, hey, it should be going to the jungler. No, as long as it goes to Team Flash, it's a win.
Okay, so Yasuo, since that's another Lord in the hands of Team Flash here, how's the defense looking? How's the high ground and everything else for APBR to defend against this next Lord marching on the top?
We have spoken a little bit about Team Flash when they go to defense, but they don't look like they are going to defense anytime soon. APBR, if we look at them, they have that crowd control. They can push the minions away. They can make a little bit of a mess, I would say, in terms of the final slash. But is the clearance enough? I don't think so. I wouldn't recommend having a CLAUDE to rely on in the defense phase. But that's what we have, or that's what Team APBR have, and that's what they should work with.
We'll see if they can make it work for them as they get prepped up and ready. Already losing that top turret. Lord's got to be worked on. Let's see if they put the pressure here in the mid lane. Ogwin.
Ooh, final slash, flicker in time of connection onto the back of the blazing duet from Marco. Was perfect. It finds Vanix. It's only Flap who's a sacrificial lamb. 7th time this game. If they lose a base turret, it will still be worth it for Team Flash, and that's exactly what happened.
I wouldn't
7 times, man.
7 times. That's
I
rough.
wouldn't feel good. I wouldn't feel good dying 7 times for the team, to be honest. But seems like this is what FlapTZ have to do. But again, answering your question, Naisu, the crowd control is the only thing that can make APBR pull off a good defense.
Well, once again, they lost those 2 base turrets, right? We talked about this a little bit in the last series.
Oh,
with
relocation.
Onyx. Oh, dive. Okay.
Relocation.
They're going to go up top.
Oh,
This
oh,
is dangerous.
oh,
They find Marco. Oh, okay, he knows.
That's how you do it. That's how you
check.
utilize the jungle creeps, man.
Good check. Spotted out, right? So going back to it, FlapTZ, I feel like at this point in the game, you just got to do that. If you can get, who cares about the KDA at this point, right?
Yeah.
All he has to do is get a good final slash off. That would turn the tide of some of these fights because so far, Super Marco's actually done a pretty good job farming up, getting to where he needs to be on this CLAUDE, given the situation, given the fact that they are down quite a bit of gold at this point. So if they're able to find some type of setup here, that could be a problem for Team Flash, and things could quickly flip over. But that's why you see them really trying to find moments here. Ogwin, even himself, looking for where is the...
What?
Oh, oh.
That's a flicker implosion. Ogwin has tough boots. I'm not too sure if that was the right target.
That's
Ogwin now
APBR.
going onto the tank as well. Whoa, good final slash, no follow-up just for now. Lolzy going to be chunked very low, but a BMI gets Super Marco all the way back. It was almost that immortality taken out by Few. But for Team Flash, they'll just disengage. Adamir opens up that bush, spotting KUALA in the mid lane, going to be taken down. Heavy spin. Adamir Hades finds a violent requiem, and is instantly followed up with a dispersion. Not enough damage, but it's
Here, cut him
enough
off.
right now.
Relocate.
Ogwin still able to survive. Jay in the back
Oh
with
my
the spear.
God.
He goes in all alone, 1v5.
Oh my God.
Jay, you're a mage, you're not an assassin. He gets the winner in time, but what was that?
That was a bad decision. That was a bad decision by Jay, and this was the window for Team APBR.
no.
Did you see the amount of ultimates wasted by Team Flash in this team fight?
That's when you want to feel like a hero moment, you know? It doesn't work out. So now with that, as I was just saying earlier, a moment can flip this game around. And APBR right now is going to go ahead and dominate this side of the Lord.
Oh my God, APBR are looking good on this Lord. They will take that sec. Oh, it's not. Is it an evolved Lord? I didn't notice when did it start, but let's see together how it look like. Well, speaking of the items, because it popped off on the screen in the middle of the team fight, I saw the blade armor is being prepared by Lolzy, which is a really good thing when you are facing that CLAUDE. But not just that, there were some penetration items stacking up with the Genius Wand, also following with the Holy Crystal from the Luyi. So the team, oh yeah, we now can see that the items. So Luyi does, she is stacking up some of the penetration, but she might sell this this freeze item just to add upon more damage. The defense is one of the best cases that Team Flash can do, or like one of the best situations.
Well, once again, they get prepped and ready. Taking these tier 2 turrets down, they're going to work on the top side as well. Lord making its way there. APBR getting in a position to assault the base of Team Flash. It's been 19 minutes, and in a matter of a couple minutes, they've flipped this game around, finally garnering themselves a small lead themselves, again, diminishing the 7,000 gold lead that Team Flash had when they were knocking on the base of APBR. So they'll manage the waves here, and we'll see if they try to punch this one in, and what can Team Flash do here?
It's so hard when you see that the tables turn, and now it's turn for Team APBR to go in, but yet they didn't use that Lord for taking anything more. That one inhibitor turret. 19 minutes in, 20 minutes in, and this game is just getting started.
Team Flash gets outscaled, right? You gotta remember that here. There's a Claude, there's an Opharia.
Yeah.
And for Hades, he's gonna be able to tank some things, some damage. The Raging Sandstorm doesn't connect. Flapteezy! Final slash, and this time it is into the heavy spin. He's found the mistakes and he's learned from it. Super Marco picks up a double. He's gonna be the global representative of KD8, doesn't matter.
KD8 doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Waited the whole game. You know, he's gone down multiple times, and he waited for that moment. He got it, and now APBR making their way down the middle. Are they going to punch it in?
Oh, Gwen with that flicker, unable to find the combo just yet, but APBR have taken everything. It's another final slash from Flapteezy. This time out to Hades. He buys the winner truncheon, he pops it in time. Flapteezy, one last hit is all he needs. Kyle finds the shutdown. Vanix now in the back. It's an implosion in desperation. It's a wipeout for APBR. 0-7 win. Wow.